Hello again, Year 5 and Year 3. Here are the answers to guess the object, Romans. So the first object, which I do think was quite easy, was the gold coin. And here we've got a picture of Caesar Augustus. The same coins were used by Roman people all across the Roman Empire. And this made it easy for distant regions to trade with one another. In families, the women traditionally kept track of the household's money. Now the second object we have was a sandal, and these sandals were probably used for the Roman army, and the Roman soldiers were famous for marching very long distances very quickly. The sandals were strong and light with studs, and you can see the studs on the bottom here, and hobnails on the soles to help them survive the miles of marching. The top part of the sandal here would have been made of leather. And of course, the next object was in fact a mosaic. Now, Roman mosaics are very popular in public buildings and homes, and many examples can still be seen today. Mosaics were made from hundreds of small pieces of coloured stones and gems that were put together to make a picture, or in some cases a pattern. Mosaics were used for different reasons. They looked very nice and were used for decoration, but they also gave a strong surface for walking on, and were even sometimes used for advertisements and signs. The next one was, of course, the Roman shield. Now, there were many kinds of Roman shields used by legionaries, who were the soldiers. Early on, they were oval and flat, but at the time of the invasion of Britain, most were rectangular and curved, like this one here, a part of a cylinder. And this was called a scutum. The shields were mostly made of wood, with a few layers that were glued together to make the curved shape, and some extra strips of wood were glued to the back to give it more strength. The shield was then covered in leather and a sheet of linen cloth added to the front, and designs were usually painted onto the front. So in this case, we can see a lion at the bottom and an eagle at the top. There were many designs, but one of the most famous is the eagle's wings and lightning bolt, and this was because of the Roman gods and the symbolism with some of the images. So the eagle was a symbol of the Roman army, and the lightning bolt was a symbol of Jupiter, the king of the gods. Jupiter was the Roman version of the Greek god Zeus, who threw thunderbolts from the sky. And our last item was, of course, dice. Now, Roman dice looked very similar to the dice we use today. Roman dice were mostly used for gambling rather than on children's games, unlike today, which we do use them a lot in children's games, especially games like Monopoly. Most dice were made from bone or ivory. Others could have been made from bronze, crystal, onyx, alabaster, marble, amber, porcelain, or other materials, but the most common were bone and ivory. So I hope you've enjoyed playing Guess the Object, and next week we will be looking at a new period of history. Take care until then.